Hi, everybody. This is Sandra, the medium, doing a divine masculine update to the end of the month of September. So glad you could join me. All right. If you would like to schedule a private reading or healing session, you can also do that with me at alexandrathemedium.com. I'll put that in the link below. Also, if you want to join me on my Facebook page, I do live readings. Messages from the divine, channeled messages. I do that. So look for me at alexandrathemedium.com on Facebook. Okay. And every time I get started on this, my phone rings. So I gotta turn that off. Sorry about that. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Anyway, so let's see. Spirit, I want you to tell us what's going on with the divine masculine right now, where his energies are until the end of the month. Spirit, give us any messages. My angels, guides, and masters from 5D and above, my daughter Brooke, and my ego step aside. Please bring us in the energies we need and the messages we need for the divine masculine at this time to the end of September. Okay. All right. So, all right, with the divine masculine, his thoughts right now and what he's thinking about is honoring his body because his energy level and his emotions. That's going on with him right now. He's thinking a lot about what's going on around him and looking at the experience with this karmic situation that he's been in or has already ended at this time. And he is thinking about his energy and what's happened in his life. And he's really thinking about the choices he's made right now. His actions next are he wants to get creative again. He knows that in this karmic situation, he lost a lot of his creativity. And when he was with the divine feminine, he was able to create because she inspired that in him. And he's also realigning at this moment with what he should be creating. That's the thoughts that are coming in, the actions he's going to take in the near future. But he is going to have to go into some quiet time and meditation. He really has to look at himself and contemplate what he wants out of this life. You know, when he was with the divine feminine, he had a idea of who he was, but that had to crumble, and he went back into some old karmic patterns because he did need to change that. He had a somewhat childish idea of who he was to be in the world, and that crumbled as he went into this karmic relationship. Okay, and so he's going into right for the next little while. He's going to be going into deep contemplation and meditation, and from the understanding he's gained from his time with the divine feminine and from his time with the karmic, and what's he really here for and what's important. And he's really waking up to figuring that out right now because he is awakening. The overall lesson too, and what he's learning is true love. That's the gift of this whole thing. The best and most wonderful thing that there is in the world is that true love. And he's recognized that through this journey up to this point. He's really recognized it in the ending of his karmic, or living in that situation with the karmic, and remembering what it was like to be home, to have true love, to have the connection, and know that that was home for him, and that was the best connection he could have ever had. And he has to go back and feel those energies that he had, of that great love that he had. And that's really the overall purpose of his journey. And he is, that's the overall message that we have here, is that's a lesson he is learning right now, is about the true love and understanding it. Okay. All right. So, Spirit, tell us any more about what the masculine is thinking at this time on this journey. Okay. What is he thinking? Okay. Okay. He is thinking about he needs to get back in nature. And, this is the purification that has to take place. He needs to go in nature and reconnect to who he really is. He really lost who he was when he was in this energy with the karmic. Okay. And he wants to go and reconnect with that energy because he knows that that's the energy that was around him with the divine feminine. And in reconnecting to nature, he feels that he's going to reconnect somewhat to the divine feminine and the awareness that he had while he was with the divine feminine. And so that's where he's thinking about right now is, and he may be even thinking about doing it with the divine feminine because he enjoyed those things with the divine feminine, and he lost that in his karmic connection because it was all about money and greed and lust and all of the darker energies in life. And so he is thinking about, I need to get back to the soul stuff, the stuff that really made me feel good. When he left the divine feminine, he lost that part of himself again. It connected him to spirit. Okay. This one just flew out. So we're going to take this, and this is what he's thinking about right now too, is he's self-reflecting, but he's also seeing the karmic come back to him. The things that he did to the divine feminine are happening to him at this time. And so he really has to look at the energy, we put out does come back to us. And, if we're harming another, we may have to look at how that felt. So he's feeling right now a lot of that and thinking a lot about what he did and why his life has went the way it has with the karmic. Okay. He has been thinking a lot about money also. And maybe he's, had some good luck there. And he's thinking about making some movement right now. He's got a lot of activities going on. He wants to make some movement forward, taking some action towards the divine feminine this time. Okay. Let's see. I'll do some more clarifying on what the divine masculine is thinking. Okay. Well, he is definitely thinking about his divine feminine right now. So the energies are really showing up that the divine masculine, I don't see the karmic here, though he's going through the judgment of it. I see that he's discovering, he knows his true abundance and true love is with this mission with the divine feminine. He's discovering that, and he's thinking about that now because he's looking at what happened when he was with the divine feminine and how his vibration raised and things started to come in that were better for him. And he's had to go through this karmic relationship, which at this time has broken him down. And where when he was with the divine feminine, he was built up, he changed, he grew, and then he went into his old karmic ways to heal it, of course, but he lost that. And he's really thinking a lot about his soulmate and how his life got better at those times with the divine feminine. Okay. Let's see where I'm at. Let's see what lessons is he thinking that he's learned, what he's thinking about in his growth lessons. Okay, Spirit, tell us what divine masculine is thinking about in his growth lessons. Okay. Well, he's actually become envious because, this is a big thing that was in the divine feminine too. But he's envious because he's looking at the divine feminine and he knows that she has been on her soul's path. He's seen some of the things that she's been doing, and he knows that regardless how much pain and betrayal that he put her in, she also awakened into her path. And there's some envy and jealousy there. because he thinks, he wishes that he was more on that path, which he will return to this. He's going to start, but the envy is there right now. He's thinking about the jealousy of it, that he doesn't, he wishes that he was more on his spiritual path than he has been. Okay. Let's see. All right. And let's see what love card, what's he thinking about in love right now? Spirit, tell me, what is the Divine Masculine thinking about in love? So he's really thinking about this. On love, it says, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it's only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. So he's really trying to figure out what that is. What's his truth? I don't know if some of the guilt is coming from the karmic, but he doesn't want to live anymore, playing games. He wants to get into his authentic truth, which is something that he had lost as he was going through the karmic. He had a lot of healing to do there, but he wasn't being honest to himself, and he's getting ready to be truthful to his heart and what he thinks he should do instead of what others think he should do. Okay. So, all right. So what actions is the Divine Masculine going to take here in the near future? Spirit, tell me what actions is the Divine Masculine going to take in the near future? Spirit, tell me what actions is the Divine Masculine going to take in the near future? This is interesting. Okay. Well, he is thinking about, some money coming in, and he wants to bring in some money and do something. He wants his dreams to start coming true and bring in this abundance. And these are actions he's going to be taking. It says that he, has to quit settling for the old. He needs to start bringing in the new by setting his standards higher, okay, and expecting more out of himself. He needs to get to that truth and authenticity so he set his goals higher and, bring in his dreams, his wishes and his dreams. He needs to get back to that instead of settling for the money card, which, may have made some money and gained some money during this time with the karmic, but he now wants to, he realizes that I gotta live my dreams. I come here and my life is, going by quickly, and I'm not living my dreams. And these things are telling him to start making those wishes and getting your dreams out there. And you got to make those dreams come true, because that's why he's here. And those are actions he's going to start working towards, is his dreams. And that also falls under, the arts, his creativity and all of that. He's got to bring this stuff back into him. And those are the steps he's working on right now, is bringing that energy back in for himself. Okay. Let's see. And what else do we need to know about the Divine Masculine right now? What else what actions is he taking? What other actions is the Divine Masculine taking in the near future, Spirit? Okay. Okay. All right. So right now he is trying to recover from the karmic situation. So his next actions are to working towards self, discovering who. Oh, sorry, something come. This computer. Okay. So he is. Next actions are doing the healing work that he needs to do. To recover from this experience that he had. So he's got to get some rest and take care of himself and start raising his own vibration, because he is going to choose his destiny. That's the action he wants to take, is move towards his destiny and what he knows to be his truth. Okay. Be his creativity, his dreams, his wishes, what he came here to do. He's moving towards that in the near future. Okay. And it's also saying, moving towards generosity, financial gain. He believes that he's got to take some actions towards his destiny, and he's got to be generous, even in spirit and maybe even financially, with the divine feminine. He has to make big changes to go to destiny, to the divine feminine. But first he's got to do some recovery, healing on that. And he knows the recovery is also to recover the destiny that he really bypassed by choosing the karmic. He chose the other way, and now there's work to be done to regain his destiny and move towards that. And he needs to make those moves towards that. Okay. All right. What lessons does the divine masculine, what lessons has he got right here in this next phase? So he has the same card the divine feminine had. He has to realize he's being tested to resolve to live in the energy of love. And he has fear of it too. He has fear because he hurt her so deeply that she's cut her love off from him at this point. And so he's afraid that he's going to be able to reach this energy of love again. And he's afraid that, she's not going to accept it right now. But he needs to still, even in that fear, take it back to love. And he has to reach that part of love within himself before he's going to reach the true love that he needs to reconnect to. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Is there any more messages about the lesson of fear? And what the divine masculine is going to do next in dealing with this fear spirit? Any messages on this? Taking 4. I mean, he's in a lot. All right, on that. Oops, great. Okay, so on this, he's trying to do a lot of prayer and have a lot of faith that she's still going to be there for him. After she has the divine feminine, he's afraid of this rejection. His ego's still involved. So, he's doing a lot of praying and believing that he's still going to be able to come back. But there is the fear of the rejection that he has to get through. And so he's praying and, all that, trying to manifest that she is going to be there. And his ego is, damaged right now because the divine feminine has rejected him. And I think the karmic has either, there's been rejection there, whether it's him or her, and he's recovering from all of this, but he's down on his knees at this time. Okay. All right, so I dropped my cards, the message of love, where he's at right now. So let me gather that up. Okay, so, all right, what message of love does the divine masculine need right now? What he's dealing with right at this time? Any messages on love or divine masculine at this time? Love messages, divine masculine at this time. Yeah. You got the same in the divine feminine. I mean, this is time. You're trying too hard, give it time. It's going to take time. Like in the divine feminine's reading, it was, trust doesn't come back easily. It has to be earned this time, and loyalty, and and the love comes in and it grows and it's there, but there's been a lot of betrayal from the divine masculine, and so it's going to take some time. It's not an easy fix. Okay. All right. So, in the future for the divine masculine, so what's happening up until the end of the month in this twin soul journey for the divine masculine? Okay. Okay, so he's trying to pay attention, and at this time, he's exploring his options of what he should do, how he should handle this relationship. He's paying attention to the synchronicities here in the future, and he wants to be shown a sign for him to go, to move forward in this. Ready, set, go. He needs to find that perfect time before he makes that step forward. And so he's trying to pay attention and become very aware, exploring everything around him. What should he do? What does, how can I reconnect in a way that I can bring my divine feminine back into love with me and to wanting to be with me, because I've lost her trust and her belief in me, and she was probably the most open-hearted, loving, person that just loved my soul, though I treated her horribly. And so how do I regain that from what I've done? And, he's waiting for the signs to guide him that when to make that decision. Okay. Let's see. All right, Spirit, give us any messages about the future of this relationship and what the divine masculine must do. Spirit, give us messages for the divine masculine and how this is going to play out for him. Funny, same exact cards that the divine feminine got. So, but she got this in his place when I read that. So he's got to really start focusing on, get some ambition about this, getting order in his life. The divine feminine got the same 3 cards, but it was from the divine masculine. Okay. So he's got to bring order and justice back to this situation. He's got to get ambitious and start moving forward to bring this love in. And this is work that the divine masculine has to do in the overall future. Okay. In the near future, he's got to start focusing on bringing the love in, and it's going to take some work, and he's got to bring justice to the situation for the divine feminine before this love relationship's going to come back together. Okay. Let's see. Spirit, give me any messages for the divine masculine. The divine masculine needs to hear. Spirit, give us any more messages about this love that divine masculine's trying to recreate and bring back in to his life that he has lost, and bring justice to it. Tell us what messages that we need for the divine masculine. All right. All right. So he's bringing in this renewal, but he needs to release the rest of this energy of the ending of his karmic relationship. He's got to, totally let go of this. The renewal's here, but this, there can be no remnants of this energy. And the forgiveness has to come, and he needs to do his part in this to bring this renewal in. Okay. The completion and the release. That's his work to do. Because he's still thinking about, all this karma, and he's probably still dealing with some of the karma. So he's got to heal through that. When he can complete that, then the renewal comes in for him. But he is still dealing with that karma, letting it go. He's going to have to face that until he's healed it. Okay. And some of the healing does take place in what he, how he comes in for the divine feminine. You know, he has to bring in some of that healing for the divine feminine for this relationship to move forward. He needs to bring in the apology, and he needs to bring in reasons, and he's got to give her time and patience, and he's got to rebuild that trust. And, you know, he does that by releasing and doing the work he has to do in this. It's not just forget about it, it's in the past, let it go. He has work to do because that's how the heart works. The divine feminine does love him, and she understands this is all about growth, but she also has to see that he has grown and understood the pain and, you know, the actions of his karma that he created for the divine feminine and betrayal. Okay. Here's the love card for that. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose in the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. So that's nice for him right there. Is he's got to go through the turmoil. He's got to go through the pain he's caused. He's got to release it. He's got to balance the karma and do the right things in order for, his blessings to come, but he has to do the work. It's not just, I ended it, let's go forward. No, it's, I do the work. I heal. I help you heal. I bring in the forgiveness. I bring in the apology. I do what it takes to also, give you the blessing of healing through my, my apology and understanding the karma that I created and the pain I created. And that's work that the divine masculine needs to do. Okay, lesson card for that phase for the divine masculine. What is the lesson there? Spirit, give me the lesson for the divine masculine. Self-esteem. Okay. And so I think this is fascinating. The lesson for the masculine is also self-esteem. Okay, the divine feminine has had to deal with the self-esteem that through the betrayal, she lost a lot of her self-esteem because the divine masculine, with the betrayal and some of the things and actions and words that the divine masculine said to her, she lost a part of herself, and she had to go and rebuild that for herself in the, since the betrayal and the breakup, the separation. So it's interesting that part of what he has to do now is regain his self-esteem from all that he's gone through and the karma that he created, and now dealing with that karma. He is now at the place that he has to regain his own self-esteem because he's lost it now from everything that's happened. Okay. That rules there. All right. So I'm just going to move these over, and then we're going to do overall, because this overall is that the twin souls are trying to come back to this absolute true love, and it's been a long process. It takes a while, but that's where the twin souls are working towards, and that is the overall card for the divine masculine. So let's see any other overall messages for the divine masculine on this relationship with the divine feminine. What is the message, overall message for the divine masculine on this journey, twin soul journey? Spirit, tell me. So these are some things right now. The overall is that now the divine masculine, he has been, working hard, maybe at the current work that he's doing, and he's got to rest from this. He's got to do a lot of rest from everything that's gone on with the karmic and in the healing process of the karmic relationship to move forward. Okay. So he is at this point probably resting, and he's regaining his worthiness because he lost it all in that relationship. Everything he showed to the divine feminine as he took away her worthiness, brought in that lesson, I should say, because it's all, all the lessons from our lifetimes that we're getting rid of. So the worthiness issue did come up for him and her, because that's what we're trying to heal, is that belief in ourselves to move forward in love and in the twin soul journeys to help others. Okay, and self-employment. So the divine masculine, he's got these creative endeavors and things that are coming out, but it's also, this is what's coming out in his overall, is that he needs to get into his mission, his self-employment. And it's a totally new journey for the divine masculine that he hasn't awakened to quite yet, but it's the overall, it's working towards that. Once he regains his belief in himself, he's got a new journey here, new work for himself, and with the twin souls together. Okay. All right, Spirit, give me any messages, any more of our messages for the divine masculine. Spirit, give me any more overall messages for the divine masculine. Oh, he's got the miracle coming. All right, that's nice. All right. So he's got a miracle coming with his acceptance of the relationship, okay? He's in the victim energy right now, but the miracle comes as soon as he has the acceptance of this victim energy is something he also created for the divine feminine. And so he's got to go to this self-forgiveness here to bring in the miracle. But he's got to accept his part in being the victim and creating the victim in the relationship. When he does, new energy comes in and new miracles are going to come in for him. Okay, let's see what else we got. Spirit, any more messages for divine masculine and overall? Spirit, more messages for divine masculine and overall. Okay. This one wanted to come out, so bringing it out. Contemplation. Okay. So he is in hermit mode, but there will be some travel and imagination. Okay, so there's going to be some movement. He's in contemplation about his future, and you know, he's got some new creative ideas that are moving, and he has some desires on travel in this overall. There will be travel in the overall journey for the twins here. For the masculine, it's coming up. But he's contemplation. He may be planning a trip or something as he's going through this healing of the divine feminine and the twin soul relationship and the reconnection. He may be wanting to take her on a trip or something at this time. All right, let's see. Let's get an overall lesson that he is learning, the divine masculine. Spirit, give me the overall lesson right now for the divine masculine up until the end of September, which is the lesson. Okay. So he's trying to learn and really fine-tune his intuition, because he's got a lot of indecision in this whole thing. He knows what's going on. He's afraid. He's got fear. He's got endings and beginnings and releasings, and he knows what's going on there, but he's indecisive. Okay, and he needs to use his intuition in all aspects of. He's got to learn how to use his intuition. He will know when it is the steps that he needs to take and when he should take them. But right now, his overall lesson up until the end of the month is that start using your intuition. He's so indecisive. He's so confused still, and he needs to start using his intuition on when to make the right moves. Okay, let's get a love message for the divine masculine. One more message on love for the divine masculine. Overall message through the end of September for the divine masculine on love. All right, so this is a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Okay, so that's overall message to the divine masculine. So the divine feminine is wishing him, thinking of him, and wanting him to know she still loves him in his indecision. Okay, she is connecting that way, and you know, she does have some doubts and things at this time, but she is trying to tell him that she still loves him, and she's putting that energy out to him. Okay, well, everybody, thanks for joining me. Like I said, you can join me on exanderthemedium.com if you'd like to book a reading or a healing for several different types of readings or healings. So contact me there if you'd like to book that. And you can watch me, like I said, on Facebook, Alexandra the Medium Facebook page. All right. Thanks, everybody. Love and light. And thanks for joining me today.